of the month.
American people have confidence.
In Washington,
Now,
Alice Barr, NBC News.
First warning weather with meteorologist Ben Frechette.
Well, it was wet today.
It was wet outside today and cloudy and cold and yeah.
You just wanted to make sure all your hairs were all in the right place.
I know, it's wet outside.
You didn't seem too thrilled with the weather, the way you were describing it.
I mean, I was trying to take my dog out for a walk and it was pouring. And I was like, sorry.
Luella, there's nothing I can do about this.
Nope.
Well, there's a little more rain on the way for tonight. Some of it already moving into the Champlain Valley. Let's get you a little closer here on Storm Tracker. We can show you this light rain shower that's just about to come into Plattsburgh. Maybe a little drizzle happening in Peru, but nothing on the other side of the lake. It's very localized right now. Burlington probably on the dry side. And off to the south, we're also dry, but I'm keeping an eye on this heavier batch of showers, which likely comes into southern Vermont within the next hour or so. So places like Rutland and Bennington set to get pretty wet as we look at about midnight or so. It's all attached to a cold front. You can clearly see the main line, which is working through Pennsylvania, central New York. You can see some lightning strikes there, but not expecting much of that in our region. Maybe a stray rumble of thunder, but that'll just about do it. You know, I mentioned Plattsburgh. You can't even see much happening here weather-wise on the camera. Normally you can find some raindrops if a shower's coming through, even at night, but we're scanning the Lake City dry right now. Temperature 54 degrees, just a cloudy sky overhead. Visibility a little bit low down by the airport, so perhaps some localized fog kind of lingering out there. It's 57 in Burlington and also Essex, New York. We're in the 40s all the way up in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. And look at this, still in the 60s as we glance towards Route 11 there in northern New York. Some 60s also to the south as well in Bennington, but meanwhile 49 in Springfield, 51 right now in Lebanon. So here's my breakdown as we think about the next couple days. Brief round of rain tonight, but then mostly dry tomorrow. Still kind of cloudy though. Clouds sort of last into the weekend, which does look cooler overall. So let's start you out with tonight. This is Futurecast. The rain coming into northern New York. 1 o'clock in the morning, beginning to overspread pretty much the whole area. So we think about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I still think we find some fairly widespread showers, but look at how fast everything leaves. 9, 10 o'clock, I think we're looking at a mostly dry rest of your Friday. So for tonight, thinking lows only in the 50s for most of us. You know, the clouds and showers kind of stopping the temperatures from falling off as they typically do this time of year. And here's your tomorrow. I think we find some showers early, cloudy for most of the day, perhaps a breaker of sun or two as we go towards the afternoon. Still looking like a fairly cloudy day though. Temperatures largely in the 50s for northern Vermont and also New Hampshire, 59 in Vergennes, 58 in Burlington. A little bit cooler in northern New York. I think we find some 40s for highs here just because the cold front comes through a little bit sooner. And the opposite is true for southern Vermont. I'm thinking 60s for some of us, especially in the Connecticut River Valley. Your weekend looking pretty cloudy, but mostly dry. 50s both those days. Sprinkle possible for Sunday, the day of the Vermont City Half Marathon. We'll keep an eye on the forecast for you. Very happy to be part of that event this year. As we look towards next week, it looks dry in the early half, but a few showers possible both next Thursday and Friday. Brian?
Ben, thanks. It's been a warm welcome for the newest member of One Vermont Community.